Hello, I'm Rosie. I am a knitting teacher here in Warwickshire where I live with my family, and I have the blog Knitting with Rosie. I have a new project that I'd like to share with you. It's a jumper project that I thought would lend itself really well to a video blog diary, as I'd like to take you through the process from dyeing the yarn to the finished object. So, I have two sons. The youngest one, Saw, he's 9 months old, and I'd really like to get him a jumper, but there isn't really anything I can find, especially now it's summer. But it is England, so sometimes you still do need a jumper in the evenings, especially. So I thought I'll design him one. And I have lots of wool, tons, every fibre, weight, colour, but nothing that I really wanted to use for a jumper for him. And so I thought, oh well, I'll just dye my own wool. I thought, oh well, that might be really nice to show to you how you go about that and what the design process is to get him a little jumper he can wear. So to start with, we have the wool. So I have dyed wool in the past, and these are some of the early experiments that I've got. So this is enough, well, to make a small jumper. He's 9 months old, I should say, and he's a big 9 months, so I would buy him clothes for 12 to 18 months old. So I have this, which is a superwash merino. It's 80-20, so it's got 20% nylon, and this will be the same. Now these are some early experiments I did dyeing yarn naturally. So this is Meadow Sweet and Cherry. So the yellow is the Meadow Sweet and the bluey grey is the Cherry, which is really nice. But I've stared at it for a couple of years and I'm never going to use it. And this, I have no idea what it is. But to start with, I've got to make this wool so we can actually use it. So that's step one. I need to re-skein it. So it's in nice long hanks, it will dye evenly and it will be much better for working with. So to do that, I need this, which I haven't used before, but I've had it because I bought it because it's called a Noddy. And if there's a tool called a Noddy, I'm going to buy it because I think that sounds great. So you wind this is rather a large one, you wind the wool around these two bits and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so to get started, we have the Noddy. Mine comes in pieces. There's loads of different types. I got mine from either Love Knitting or Wool Warehouse, I think. So put the two ends on and they want to be like a cross, like this. And we're simply going to just wrap the wool round the ends. So I have my wool. I'm going to put it in my yarn bowl so it doesn't go all over the floor. Though it probably will end up doing that. So it's a bit awkward because it is such a long Noddy. I'm going to hold the end of the yarn here on the pole and I'm just going to start wrapping. So go from the top down to the bottom, cross up to the top on the other side, to the bottom on the other side, and you just keep going and going and you get this lovely, really neat skein. And there probably is a technique of going in and then back out and in and then back out, which I'll develop my technique over time. I'm not going to do it now. It's hard to see you. So I'll show you again when it's all done. Got the rhythm now, along with cramp in my hand. Pathetic. I'm holding on to it so tight, as you do when you're learning new things. There we are, all wound up. I'm going to show you now, try and show you how we finish it off. So, you know, when you get a skein of yarn, that it's normally tied, and I like the ones where they're woven through. So I'm going to take the ends and I'm going to just weave them through, if you can see that. And back, so that it doesn't all go into a horrible mess in the dye pot. When it's finished, you see. And I'll tie that. And I'm going to do the same down at this end. So for Saul's jumper, I need about 150 grams of 4-ply or fingering weight jumper yarn. So that's about 400 metres, maybe a little less in yards, something like that. Maybe not quite as much, but I'm hoping to do some colour work as well on this jumper. So not quite, so not quite that much. So there we are. So that's all tied off. I'll take it off. Like that. Lovely. Lovely and neat. So that's a big skein ready for the dye pot. And I'm hoping to dye it with onion skins. So in the next video we'll do some natural dyeing. So this has been dyed already with, I think, walnut leaves and maybe beetroot. It's got some pink speckles, but I'm going to do this one, and I've got this big mess ready to re-skein, and I'm going to do this one. This is the problem, the two that I had planned to re-dye, I've re-skeined them and I really like them now. They look different out of the cake, and now I've re-skeined them. It's all these blues and this, it looks more like a grey blue and pale yellow. It just looks so summery. I really like it. Whether I'll actually ever knit anything with it is one thing, but I can't quite bring myself to over dye it. Anyway, I've put the call out to some friends and family, my guitar, to collect me the onion skins because I haven't got quite enough. And this one I did as well. This was absolutely disgusting in the cake. I dyed this in the cake, so as a ball of yarn, and I put some dye in the middle and let it seep out. And it was horrible. It was this, you could only really see this grey on the outside and had no idea what was in the inside. So in re-skeining it, I've got this really lovely pinks and blues and yellows, and it looks like a clotted cream ice cream, it reminds me of, really, that yellow colour, really lovely. So I think I'm going to keep this one as well. I'll have to just end up buying new wool. But this is all, if you can see, all really crinkly because it was dyed in the ball. So it's all lovely and crinkly. But I can wet that now. Now it's re-skeined and it will straighten out. Or if you can knit with it like this anyway, it doesn't matter. So yeah, so next video, natural dyeing. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, thanks for watching my video and hope to see you next time. Bye.